finish line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up.
When you need the best designs in your fleet of vehicles, there's only one brand name that many trust in. One that makes every car pop out from the rest of the field, and that is Lightning Wrapz. Be sure to check us out on Facebook at Lightning Wrapz. Get yourself a vehicle unlike the rest. Lightning Wrapz, the most affordable designs made at your leisure.
With the ButtKicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. ButtKicker, the future is feeling.
We are the place where the toughest drivers will come to race from far and wide. But just who are we? We are the Pit Stall Racing Series.
Looking for a new PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they started their sim racing journey. Well, I searched high and low for the best deals. And I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I have partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high-quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at FEGPC.net.
Redline Motorsports Media can help you fulfill all of your motorsports industry photography and videography needs. Contact Redline Motorsports Media, where everything we do is driven by you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you back live here on Pizza Race TV as we're now showcasing you today the Gainz Fitness Incorporated 80 here in Joliet, Illinois, Chicagoland Speedway, presented in part by our friends at the ButtKicker Company, the Pit Stall Racing Series, Sim Panel, Threat Level Midnight Media, FEGCustomPC.com, Celeratus Legal PLC, Gainz Fitness Incorporated, Redline Motorsports Media, Lightning Wrapz, and Shriver Twisted Creations. A big thank you to all those for the support and those for tuning on in the show. Hi everyone, I am the Crusader, Chris Shriver, joining you guys here today. Here as I got Michael Bollinger now with me today, and Michael, a hot one here in Chicago.
Yeah, indeed. It's going to be a hot one. It's going to be a windy one. And it's going to be a crazy one on this old out worn surface here at Chicagoland Motor Speedway. 80 laps is going to be the distance. I got to say, this is going to be a pretty tough one because I've raced on this track a few times, and it's pretty tough to obtain, and it's pretty tough.
It's tough to take out, it's tough to race out, and now we're going to find out just how tough it truly is. Here's your running order presented in part by our friends at Sim Panel. On the pole, starts off row number 1. That is the Rattlesnake Robert Kahn, the 21 on the outside of the 94. It's Justin Reynolds.
Row number 2 will be the 51 of Jeffrey Vickery and the 95 of Robert Warren.
Row number 3, it's the 12 Shane Ledoux, the outside of that 99. It's the Babster, Wally Babb.
Row number 4 will be Jeff Ratkeem, the 3, and the 33 of Corey Stahl.
It's actually the 00 Chris Luttrell, but in row 5, that'll be Corey Stahl in the 33. Then in the outside, in the number 10, it's Jason Henry.
Okay, I fixed it. It'll... Row number 6 will be the Old Oak, Jeff Oakes, and the 5 of the Throttle, Chantel Pottle.
Actually, that's the 06 of Thomas Ridgway and the 27 of Corey Reed on my end there, good sir. I'll take it over from here. Row 7 here is going to be the 98. Sean Long outside the 8-4 is Matthew Hopper. Row number 8 is Jeff Oakes, the Old Oak, and the 20 outside. The 5 is the Throttle, Chantel Pottle. Row 9 will be the 4 of Baden Johnson outside. The 7 is Sean Burke. Row number 10. In the 45 is Michael Prince, the 13, and Hunter and Hammer and Hanson. In the 13, row number 11 is Chris Schuster in the 61, the outside, and the 76 Mike Rideout. Final stars, row 12 is the 28 of Robert Hissong, the 39 William Ridgway. And rounding out the field, that will be Dennis Warnes. Here we go, green flag out. Let's get down to it in Chicagoland. Strong start right out of the gate here, Michael.
Indeed, by Con. Con's showing why he's a good, strong driver. And you guys can tell last season in the truck how strong he really was. Notice how strong he is in the Gen 6s at this track.
3 wide down on the front straightaway here. This is going between Thomas Ridgway, Jeff Radke, and the 12 of Shane Ledoux as they now kind of bolster the way out of it. Ledoux sliding up just slightly there, backs out of it though. Peyton Johnson having some issues here as he tries to maneuver through. Big jump to the inside on the 20 of the Old Oak. Jeff Oaks, they are still 3 deep back in that pack, trying to strangle off the lines and trying to get whatever grab they can before lap 30 stage break.
I'd say if you didn't see that move just now as you get on the coming to the finish line with the 94 of Justin Reynolds to slide into second place right behind Robert Kahn, that was a pretty good move. Taking it 3 wide, coming into lap 2. Then from there he slid up behind Kahn into the trial, going below the apron, and now he's battling Kahn for the lead right now as we are in Singapore coming to the start finish line.
Try to find any extra leverage or any kind of momentum really helps you out a bit. But again, the problem is when you kind of drive this close together with a 550 horsepower package, really you get every bit of chance to speed up. And really you only get so much time to work with. So what these drivers are going to have to do is basically almost drive it like a Play S track. They're going to have to build up as much speed and durability and get these cars as close as they can to get around each other in the corners.
From experience I have on this track, I saw a few people taking the outer line close to the wall and getting some pretty good speed on corner exit. But me, I'm like Kahn. I like to run as close to the apron as possible where I don't risk getting too close to the wall and getting pinned up against the wall.
Maybe a good idea in theory. Problem is when you got someone running the outside lane like that and making a move off on you. Justin Reynolds right now trying to prove that, and then some as the 94 fights the rattlesnake off on the bottom. Reynolds though, you can see the exits. That's where he's getting all his speed back. The entry is for Kahn. The exits are for Reynolds. And that could be kind of playing a bit of a host in their driver's mind right now. Each driver's trying to figure out their own level of the playing field, trying to figure out where they can kind of nail down each corner. And it's starting to look more and more tricky to get any kind of extra give, any kind of speed. And drivers kind of flip-flop, switch around, and then toggle around. We're still a little 3 wide off in there through turn number 1 and through turn 2. Looks like another drive off there. Beautiful maneuvering there. Looks like Shane Ledoux found another little leg up and managed to weasel his way past the 95 and the 4 Peyton Johnson.
We also have to take into account too of how worn out the surface is. Robert Kahn and Justin Reynolds right now are burning more rubber than they would like to right now, trying to fight for the lead.
Well, why is that? You're talking about the old worn out surface there. Why is it so important for the drivers to have to kind of keep it smoother on this track?
Because of how worn out the surface is. Think of it like old Atlanta with how rough the surface was on the tires before the repave. Now the slightest mistake could send you a spinning. So that's why you really should be babying your tires on an old worn out surface like this. That way you don't burn up your tires too fast and you fall back in the field and just spinning and wrecking out on one of these corners, because grip is important on a worn out surface on these turns.
Certainly is indeed, especially considering the way this track is shaped. It's not a full circle, but it's very close to an actual circular track. For a mile and a half, it's very, very close to as much of a left-handed turn you can get. There's only a little bit of a straightaway on that backstretch, and it's not even much there. And drivers kind of exploiting that right now to use up whatever they can, but you can just see, look for the way the car just angles through each section and each set of the turns. The car just only gets one little straightaway right here to set up for turn 1, then has to dive back in. And you can see that winding narrow turn to then only just barely part of a straightaway back there, and that seems to be kind of catching these drivers a bit of a leg and a bit of a scratch into their heads here. Just trying to figure out what's the best they could do.
I was going to say, if you're feeling up to it, why don't we let these race fans at home see what it really is like at this track with an onboard camera of Robert Kahn, so they can see how tough it is to run this track.
Well, right now, currently we are on board with Michael Prince, but we can certainly get over to Kahn real quick here and just see what he is seeing here as he's currently leading this field down. We'll give him a lap. We'll give him about a half lap to get back up there as Corey Reed slaps that wall right off turn number 2 in the back straightaway. The problem there too, again, just kind of shows you that you have to make sure you're nailing down your corners and making sure you're nailing down your runs, because again, it's so easy to overdrive the corners and overdrive the car if you're trying to get as close as you can to the wall protection or trying to get as close as you can to a spot there. And even Kahn, you go on board with him, he even slaps that wall right off turn 1. I hope that's not doing him damage, but again, do too much of it
it could end up causing more trouble than it needs to be.
And that's that grip I was talking about. Even just like Texas too, another example of that old worn-out surface. Like that grip strip you guys see them put in for the races there, because of how old worn out that surface is. If you get out of that grip strip, you're going for a ride.
Well, I think one big difference though we gotta think about here, Michael, is the fact is they are currently driving on two completely different kinds of surfaces. Obviously, a Lamborghini Speedway quad oval design, and it's tri-oval, quad tri-oval. Traxxas tri-oval design configuration, but the way the bankings are and the way the straightaways are, it really kind of hurts the cars more than actually kind of help them in terms of trying to keep the speed up, trying to keep the momentum up. So having to drive in having to drive in a track that kind of corners you down and makes you have to continue to do left-hand turns forces the drivers to stay in the throttle, and that's what ends up burning up the tires and gets it a little bit trickier to figure out how to nail from. Oh! In trouble back there in the back there a little bit. Looks like Michael Prince and Matthew Hoffer getting a little clobbering action there. Both drivers okay, and they remain green. They stay in straights, but that looked like it was a hard little hick there. We'll take one more look at it here in front, presented by Lightning Wrapz. Here is the P10 Race 2. It's the replay. No caution on this. Michael Prince, bam, slammed in the wall with Matthew Hopper. They stay straight, though, even though Prince was pretty much just dead set right for a minute. They at least are able to keep it green and get it back on all fours, so that will at least give him a chance to kind of stay with it, but he's lost a lot of ground now.
Losing a lot of ground, that's probably going to hurt him too in the long run. As well as him having to pit early, try to get as much damage as he can repaired, that way he doesn't have a bigger issue later on.
Almost 3 wide, right through turn number 3 and 4 here. A little bit rubbing and banging down there. Corey Stahl get into it. The Babster, Wally Babb, and I don't know if Babb was getting a little annoyed about that one, or if he wants to get the Twisted T back to nail someone in the face with, because Stahl just gave him a little lip tap that I don't think pleased the 99. He got a bent-in little spot on the right side of his car here. I don't know how much damage that took to him, or if it's going to affect him, but he knows if he gets too much damage from there, that speed's going to decrease, and it's going to be a lot harder to race with. You got to kind of keep that speed in mind here. Again, we're trying to keep the throttle up, momentum up here, Michael. You got to make sure that you have absolutely no damage or no issues in terms of the aerodynamic dependency of the car, and especially with a car like this 550 horsepower package, you need every bit of aero flow you can get.
And speaking of damage, we have the 98 having a little bit of damage too, and we have Jeff Oaks trying to pass 98, with the 98 having a little bit of front end damage right now.
Looks like I got a little bit of left side driver's side door damage as well there. The door looks like it got clipped up a bit here as they're rolling right through the old Oak. Yes, indeed, he's looking for a move, but guess who's also looking for a move? The throttle shut Del Bottle on the 5, as well as William Ridgway. He's not exactly giving them any breathers here. He's going to try to find whatever he can as we go on board with the throttle. And again, I said earlier today, before we even got on, Chantal Bottle, one of the toughest drivers I've had to face at Chicagoland. I've only been able to face her off here once, and it went to the line. She got me by about 2,000 a second. But that was with the truck series. But a very similar design, obviously, to what they're going to have to run. Because again, trucks, 550 horsepower.
He's okay.
Looks like he slapped it right off turn number 3 there, coming down the line. The defending champion this season, maybe having a little bit of a championship hangover. Either way, he has not been in the consistency or the contention as he may want to be. I gotta admit, Michael, right now this is pretty good. This has been pretty solid. The drivers have kept their peace, kept their lines, kept themselves in play. Yes, there have been aggressive racing moves, but again, they stayed under control and they stayed without trouble. And without problems there, that's a big thing with these kind of races.
And about how many, and with the stage break coming up, how many laps of fuel would these drivers be looking at on a normal, if this race was to stay green?
Well, I was going to say, I'm thinking they'll probably get upwards of about 22, 23 laps of fuel. That's going to be my guess. We got to remember, it's 50% fuel on these cars, so that could make the difference maker here.
So we're getting close to green flag pit stops then.
Yeah, we're either rolling really close to it, or they're going to try to muster out as much fuel as they can. But you can see how far the cars separate out just after a while. And again, too, just to kind of remind you guys at home right now, and Michael can kind of back me up on this, their top speed right now is only about 186, 184 miles per hour. And those are the drivers literally in the 17th to 18th position, and they're still nowhere near the top spot, which is literally at only 180, 181 miles per hour. So you would think with that extra bit of speed they catch him, but they can't get him right now.
I'm checking my radar gun right now at Khan. I'm clocking him right now at 164 in the turns. Then as he was going into turn 1, I had him just under 180.
Thomas Ridgway going up there on William Ridgway a little bit. I thought that could have spelled trouble. Didn't quite there. Matthew Hoffer and Michael Prince, by the way, they're in pit road. Who will join him next, though? Didn't mean to interrupt you there, Michael, but man, that was a close one. William and Thomas Ridgway, they were just kind of eating up each other and kind of bumping up closer and closer. And I'm thinking this could be one for disaster. But no, they stayed clear and they stayed good. So good driving on their end right now as we currently look at our lap time sheet for the Rattlesnake and Justin Reynolds. Right now, the time sheets do not lie. It's a close one. But right now, Khan getting caught up there by Reynolds and now Stahl. As now Corey Stahl shoots to the inside looking for the lead.
And he does take the lead. This is what I was talking about, how with Khan and Reynolds fighting each other on the earlier in the race, how with them fighting like this, they're going to burn more tire. And that ended up paying off for Stahl, as Stahl was able to get a good run.
Got a good run, got a good little pace there. And biggest thing too, I think really that's kind of separating him out is, again, he wouldn't go as fast as Khan did out of the gate, but what he did in turn, he focused directly on how to stay within their reach. That's the problem. Keep that draft up, keep that speed up just enough where you can keep up with them. It really helps out quite a bit. Racky right now currently trying to find a way around the Rattlesnake. Khan trying to block him as well as Peyton Johnson down there, as Wally Babb currently just looks on from behind. Running out of time though, laps running out.
I can say this, Khan did get a little loose on corner entry, made a slight contact with the four of Peyton Johnson, but not enough to do any damage, just a little bit of paint trading is all it was.
You could say some trading paints.
Because you're not racing if you're not trading paint with your opponents, with your fellow racers at some point.
Well, it's actually making a trade paints reference to our website that we go to TradingPaints.com, by the way. That's where you can get most of your custom designs, decal stickers, and everything that get created on these nice cars here, and that's how we're able to see them today. So thanks, Trading Paints, for helping us out with that. But nevertheless, so the Rattlesnake, though, currently trying to not just trade paint, but trying to trade his lead back. But it looks like he's going to have to go to pit road to kind of sell that up. And Khan, wait a minute. I think he missed his pit road completely. Yes, he did. He's in trouble. Almost caught Wybab off guard. Khan just made an extremely big mistake there, just heading to pit road. Not something you usually see out of the Rattlesnake.
This is going to be, I think this is going to be, if I'm not mistaken, by the iRacing officials, a black flag for unsafe pit entry, if I'm not mistaken.
They'll hold him down there for a bit. That's a huge mistake. Khan knows it too. Meanwhile, right in the mix, 3 wide, off. Oh man, that could have been close. Peyton Johnson backing out of the throttle. William Ridgway just narrowly making it into the middle, and now trying to get right ahead as we go to the new leader.
Right now we have Robert Reynolds also trying to do something, as William Ridgway still holding on to his lead.
Racky right now getting some taste of Peyton Johnson here as William Ridgway tries to figure out whether or not he's going to be able to make it on the fuel run. Him and Jaden Johnson and Jeffrey Racky right now closing up on the gap. Robert Warrens, he's staying further back behind, trying to save the fuel up as long as he needs to. Competition caution coming up though.
Let's see who else is going to go to pit lane, try to get in pit lane before the competition caution where everyone else, where they can get track position.
Quite a turnaround too, an absolutely stunning development there. And you can hear actually Oaks right now, he is clutching the car in. That means he's trying to save the fuel up. And he's stopping right up on Shane Ledoux in the number 12. Again, you can't burn fuel if you don't use it. So that's a smart thinking on his behalf. Stay one step ahead of the transition, stay one step ahead of position here. William Ridgway though, I mean, he's got the most of the I-rating drivers, but he has not won as much as some other drivers has. He's trying to change that today. But Peyton Johnson, he's not far back from him, and the Celeratus Legal PLC is trying to catch him before it's too little too late.
We also have Central Pato also trying to run down Robert Warren, Sean Burke, and Jeff Ratke 2 right now.
Competition caution coming out now there, Michael.
I was just about to say that as well.
Yeah.
I gotta say, this has been some of the best 30 laps racing I've seen so far this season.
Certainly has indeed. Could it get better, or will it become a relay challenge for them to figure out? Ladies and gentlemen, find out with us when we come back live here on Beat Team Racing TV.
Battle of Metal Racing League Season 11 has been brought to you in part by our friends at the ButtKicker Company. Best in performance for feeling real tracks in the virtual world. The ButtKicker. Feel what you've been missing. By the Pit Stall Racing Series. With exciting action Mondays and Thursday nights, this is the best place to get your thrills at. By SimPanel, making it real. By Threat Level Midnight Media, media that's dynamite, it's Threat Level Midnight. By Gainz Fitness Inc. By FEGCustomPC.com, the only place to get the best PC specs and design done up your way. Visit us up at FEGCustomPC.com to learn more. By Lightning Wrapz, the most affordable designs made at your leisure. Lightning Wrapz is looking to bring you the best designs in your library. By Redline Motorsports Media, everything we do is driven by you. And by Shriver Twisted Creations, Twisted Mind, Sweet Design.
Redline Motorsports Media can help you fulfill all of your motorsports industry, photography, and videography needs. Contact Redline Motorsports Media, where everything we do is driven by you.
We are the place where the toughest drivers will come to race from far and wide. But just who are we? We are the Pit Stall Racing Series.
With the ButtKicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. ButtKicker. The future is feeling.
You need the best designs in your fleet of vehicles. There's only one brand name that many trust in. One that makes every car pop out from the rest of the field, and that is Lightning Wrapz. Be sure to check us out on Facebook at Lightning Wrapz. Get yourself a vehicle unlike the rest. Lightning Wrapz, the most affordable designs made at your leisure.
Looking for a new PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they started their sim racing journey. I started trying to look for the best deals. And I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I have partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at FEGPC.net.
Alright, well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here live on Beat Race TV. We still got a tough one here as currently the drivers get from pit road side. Robert Kahn right now making a crucial mistake there as he led most of the race there out of the start before the competition caution. A horrible pit stop puts the leader from the pole to the very back end of the outhouse. Troublesome mistake for the rattlesnake. We'll see if he can try to come back from him. Michael Prince, Matthew Hofford, Sean Long, Corey Reed also in that same doghouse. Matthew Hofford and Michael Prince, due to damage as well as getting into it with each other a little earlier, got some precious time down there. So now, 20 drivers on the lead lap. William Ridgway, Peyton Johnson, Sean Burke, Hunter Hansen, and Robert Warringer. Top 5 seated. Jeff Racky, Chantal Bottle, Dennis Morans, Robert Hitsong, and Justin Reynolds closing out top 10.
And race fans, why don't you get on your feet, make some noise, and cheer your favorite driver on as we are ready to go back green. 30 laps of clean racing. Will we have the rest of this race clean? Will we see any more cautions? We'll find out as we're ready to take the green to go back racing here at Chicago. Drivers right now are still pacing their way down to the restart zone, and we're back underway for the Gainz Fitness Incorporated 80. Right off the back, a good launch and a good start by William Woodray.
Yeah, got a good start out of the gate, but again, he's still got some work to do here, having to face off with a heavy hosted set of drivers like this one. Ridgway immediately going to the bottom lane, trying to shoot off Sean Burke, trying to get him away from him. Sean Burke actually won the first race of the season back there at Talladega, and now he's trying to close gaps off and get another one in the books.
There's been nearly 3 wide on the back straight, but we still continue to stay 2 wide.
Ratke and Warren right now, 2 drivers currently looking closer and closer to the points championship hunt. Going head to head here as they reel their way back on around. The throttle sent off Bottle. She's starting to make some noise here. Gets the 5 back in the fight. Here comes the Lightning Wrapz 6 Sigma Sim Racing Machine.
Here comes Robert Kahn, starting to snake his way through the field like he's been known to do before.
John Burke getting,
go ahead.
John Burke getting the lead away there. William Ridgway kind of backed up into a corner. Peyton Johnson and Jeff Racky still close within range. Every driver for themselves here as they try to hunt down the other.
Well, I know this. Robert Kahn's probably one kicked off snake right now after his mistake on pit lane.
You can be kicked off all you want. At the end of the day, you don't figure out how to get back pit road stop figured out, man. That's what's going to kick you, and that's what's going to bite you, and that's what got him there, and he knows it. So right now he's trying to make it ends to the meet and make sure he's got the car somewhat dialed in to finish out strong.
We got Peyton Johnson right now trying to work with the 39 of William Ridgway right now. As Ridgway fell back, but he lost Ridgway. Now he's trying to battle the 5 Chantel Powder right now. Peyton Johnson gets a little loose and Corner has to back off a little, and Chantel Pottle makes the pass, but he's also now trying to battle the 20 of Jeff Oakes right now too.
Big battle going on for the race lead. Jeffrey Radke trying to go head-to-head there with Sean Burke, while Justin Reynolds looked for every little bit of ground he could. Nobody was saving that. Oh! Jeff Oakes right in the wall off turn number 2. Manages to recover, and everyone else just now trying to move through. Corey Stahl shoots the gap 3 wide, clears the gap. Nicely done, but my word, Oakes about lost a lot more than that was worth there. And he's got a massive amount of damage on that car. That thing is not looking good right now.
Kind of looks like Corey Reed got a little into his rear end. That was when he checked up a little, when Oakes checked up to get back on off the wall. I think he got a little bit of damage from Corey Reed as well.
That's it right now. Corey Reed probably want to find a medic down there. That thing is completely destroyed on the front. Ah! Speaking of destroying the front, that's going to be more. Well, if we think it could have gone bad, it went to worse. Oh boy. We're gonna have to go look
now
at
we should start by looking at what happened with Jeff Oakes getting to the wall off of 2 to set up this to get set up on this incident that just happened.
Well, the way I'm looking at it right now, honestly, there, Michael, looked like Jeff Oakes swerved left and went swerving right, and that's what ended up taking Corey Stahl by surprise there, to say the least. We'll take another look at it, but this looks like a pretty cut and close case here. Watch this. You can see Oakes, look at this, goes to the left. Now he's trying to make the pass. He realized he lost speed, then drives right back into the 33. Bam! That was a troublesome move. That was not a good move, and Oakes knew it, and unfortunately, it's going to cost him positions.
Yeah, by looking at a slow motion replay on our chopper cam, Corey Stahl had a little bit of run going, and Oakes threw a late block, which ensued the trouble, collecting for Peyton Johnson as well, the 27 of Corey Reed, the 33 of Corey Stahl.
You know, honestly, I don't even really think it was all that much of a block. I think the problem was that he was trying to get back in the draft, to get back in the spot, and it ended up costing him dearly. He knew it too.
I'll say if we can, why don't we try to take another look at it on Corey Stahl's onboard if we have time.
We do not have time there, good sir. We already got passed back to the normal stuff here.
That was a tough break for all. That's gonna be a tough break for all involved. As it currently stands, your top 5 are Sean Burke, Jeff Radke, Justin Riddles, William Ridger, and the throttle, Chantel Pottle.
And if I'm not mistaken, it sounded like a motor just went on someone's end there. Something blue down there. I think it might have been one of the drivers, and it looked like it maybe Michael Prince, could be.
From what I just heard from the driver communications, it sounded like it might have been Matthew Hopper's engine that just blew.
He's in pit road right now, so he's trying to get it fixed up. But it looks like that might not even be the case here. Sean Long trying to get some damage cleaned up too. Everybody right now just trying to get whatever they can back out on the track. So field right now currently just trying to get rallied back up here. Looks like they're going another lap around the track. Race fans, we'll be right back after a quick commercial message.
With the ButtKicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. ButtKicker. The future is feeling.
Alright, well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here live as we now get the pace lights finally off on the pace car here. Hurley Sean Burke, your leader here, and probably catching a bit of a break there as he went in on the pit road as well there on lap 31, but he now has a who's who of drivers on lap 43 tires. And they go all the way back to the 11th spot right now with Jason Henry and the number 10 Pennzoil machine. So now, this kind of plays into their tactics here, whether or not they're going to make that strategy work or if it's going to end up backfiring on them.
And lights are up on the pace car. Which means one go signal has been given. It's Burt, Ratke, Reynolds, Ridgway, and Pottle. Stahl. Your top 5, your top 6 as we're ready to go back green.
Some of these cars already got completely destroyed and wrecked out completely. Matthew Hoff right now pretty much out of this one here as the 84 yet again going to have to lay and wait for another race just not gone his way. Sean Burke right now going head-to-head here with Jeff Ratke as now Justin Reynolds, William Ridgway, Corey Stahl, and Robert Warrens, and Shadowbottle going quickly at it. Warrens though scratching the wall off turn number 3, going for 4, and now trying to fight it down in between every driver for themselves as they try to maneuver through traffic.
Maneuver through traffic is going to be a key. Keeping these tires clean, trying to find grip, and keeping your tires clean, basically.
Whoa, William trying to do the same move Jeff Folks did earlier, and it looks like that's going to be even more troublesome because Schussler's got problems down there off turn 2. It looks like he took Peyton, looks like he might have took, I believe, the 4 Peyton Johnson with him. We went from 30 clean laps of racing to all of a sudden, what the heck's going on now? Whoa!
Maybe the broadcaster's curse.
Well, 12 caught the 61. I don't even know what the heck happened after that. I really don't even know how to begin talking about this one here. Let's take a look at it from first point of view. Here's the hit. Shane Ledoux catches the 61, backs him out. Looks like Oaks came up and caught the 4 and the 61 at the same time, it looks like. Brian Rayville saying howdy PTM. Brian, thanks for coming on board, and looks like I've had to do some more work down there. I'm not even sure what the heck to make of this. I would have said at first the caution should have been on the 12 because he caught the 61, but let's see what Oaks does here. Let's see right here. Because they're clear, and then looks like Oaks might have driven up on the 4 there as the 4 of Peyton Johnson trying to close that gap off. That one's a little tricky to call there.
Correct me if I'm wrong on this, but from what I saw, it looked like we had the 51 get a little loose, and he checked up.
You mean the 61?
Yeah. I had a bad angle on the number when I was looking.
Yeah, to me it looks like, from my point of view, it looks like Oaks was down the bottom, could have backed off, but then went back up there on lap 48 and ended up taking the drivers with him. So I think that's going to result on his end there. That's the way the officials are going to rule it.
Well, race fans, I don't know if to consider this a broadcaster's curse or just these drivers already starting to get antsy at the battle for position. As I do have pit stops underway on lap 51, which means if which means there should be one more pit stop left. Or these drivers are going in and out, they might have enough to make it. We'll find out. If my calculations are correct too, Christian, we should have, as it stands right now, 38 more laps of racing.
Rachel Michael kind of agreeing with the assessment there. 20 came up off the apron, so that is going to result in the EOL thrown at him there. Let's go take a look at this again here, folks, and show you why this had happened. Let's take one more look at it real quick. This is the situation we're talking about right now. Larch says C61 got clipped. Joe Oaks came up, caught the 4 off guard, then caught the 61, and then everything else kind of went in between. That is what happened there. So
Oaks, our defending champions, not having a good night tonight. Always, man.
I mean, honestly, he's not really had a good season, honestly. I think, I feel horrible for Oaks, but man, he's just had some really bad luck here on the show as of late, and he just hasn't been able to kind of figure it out. Now, all of a sudden, things are just getting a lot more difficult for him.
It's just like after you see a driver win a championship in NASCAR, you see him have a bad year the following year. Take Logano this year. He won the championship last year, and he was eliminated in round 1 of the playoffs.
Round of 16, if you will, yeah. But I mean, now you kind of look at what we got going on for the final 2 rounds, final races before they get to the championship. It's a crapshoot to who can take that one home. But personally, I've kind of got my eye on Buescher being the underdog story, taking it home like what we saw with Ross Chastain.
I don't know who to pick because these are all good drivers, but if anything, I'd probably have to pick either Hamlin or Reddick, maybe even Truex, because they all got the speed. Maybe even Larson could go back-to-back, because as they did say earlier today, that the person that usually wins the first round of the round of 8 normally wins the championship.
Well, let's put our bets on it later.
And we're back underway at Chicago.
I was about to say, let's put our bets on it later. We are back with the Gainz Fitness Incorporated 80 now as the green drops off yet again. We're back rolling through. Now driver's going to have to get a little bit less patient and a little bit more throttle heavy because now time is not on their side. Radke, Burke going head to head here as now Thomas Ridgway. Oh, he wants to shoot for the stars, shoot for the moon. 4 wide, hold on. That usually doesn't end well. They clear it, but that could have been troublesome there. They managed to stay out of that mess and keep it good. Good driving there by all fronts. Ridgway threw it everything in between. Burke, Babb, Vickery, and even Radke Vickery had a little bit of a workaround though. They had to clear that gap. Now Thomas Ridgway trying to get right up to the back bumper. Radke trying to nail down another one off him and trying to take control.
And right now we have Radke back to the lead, fighting with Thomas Ridgway right now for the lead.
Oh, huge trouble, leaders Radke in front of the field.
Wrecking off of 4, wrecking into the trial, involving the 3 of Radke.
Oh, the 0-3 of Thomas Ridgway getting cleared by Sean Burke and Radke getting clipped out right on the spot. I'm not sure who started where or who did what, but we're going to the replay. Holy smokes. That is not what you would expect from that spot. Let's look at this again. And I don't really need to be a judge to tell you who did this time. That is all the 7. Came up right on the 0-3, just clips the 7 right up, and then there you go. Clips him right off, caught the 53 too with it. Look at the chopper cam here, and then watch this onboard camera here. Look at the 7 here. He's got speed coming through off turn number 4 here, Michael, but right here you can see he just overdrives it, tries to make it fast, then shoots way too close, and Radke nowhere he can go. Babb trying to get out of there. And everybody else evasive action.
Talking about now too. I see that. Tough break. But good job by all these drivers that were in the front of the field here to avoid it. avoid it and make it only a 3-car collision instead of a multi-car. Because this could have been bad real fast with this being in the front of the field like that.
It's even scarier when you see this in front of you. Oh boy. Lap 54, absolutely insanity for that 7 team right now, and they are not happy whatsoever. But I guarantee you that 3 team is probably even more furious than they are.
Well, we do have a whole bunch where we did have a lot of drivers that didn't pit on the last caution. Looks like they went into pit. So why don't we take a look at our lap since last pit so we can try to see where we're looking at on fuel and stuff. See who hasn't pitted yet.
So taking our look at this one real quick here and just show you guys what the troublesome spot there was on lap 54. A huge wreck ensuing, obviously, and not the kind that you want to see here on Pizza Race TV. Kind of situate right now. Let's take a look at this one more time. Then we'll kind of show the lap times that they have, last lap pit stops that they've done here that Michael was talking about. Watch right off here through turn 3 and 4. This is your blip cam here. You can see right here, the 7 just closing right too close. He got too close to him, and that ended up taking him out. And that is where the problem started, unfortunately. All right, so that I haven't forgot about you there, Michael. I'm getting her up right now. Let's see what our stint length is right now. This is your pit strategy now up on the screen, presented in part by our friends at FUGCustomPC.com. So right now, Warren's been out the longest. Pottle actually went on about 7 laps ago, and now she's got a chance here to really make some noise. Johnson, same situation, Ridgeway, his son, Oaks, Long, and Henry by the same position there. Interesting strategies here about to be put up.
Interesting strategies indeed, as it is going to be your top 5. Dennis Warren, The Throttle, Chantel Pottle, Peyton Johnson, William Woodrow, and Robert Hissong. Your top 5. I don't know what's been more exciting this race, Christian. This whole second half of this whole second stage or the first stage?
Honestly, I still prefer the first stage because at least there it was some pretty hard racing, some pretty clean, aggressive racing, which is what I love to see. Not quite accustomed to seeing the drivers just kind of get a little too antsy and getting too all over the place, but that's just my personal take. As a broadcaster, you know, I'm a bit biased on my end. So, Richard Michael asking if we could show the left front fender of the camera on the number 7. Unfortunately, we do not have time to go back there. Currently on the yellow marker. So now, with 22 laps to go, they're going to the Gainz Fitness Incorporated restart zone here in Chicagoland. This should be interesting.
Yes, it should be. I think we'll probably be seeing some people slurring in the garages after this race. As the pace car does pull out into pit lane, signaling, we're ready to go back green here in Chicago. And right off the gate, we had the 39. We had the 39 try to take it 3 wide. But right now, it's Dennis Warren and Chantel Pottle fighting for the lead right now.
Gunning for the lead, gunning for position. Dennis Warren right now taking the lead away here for just a minute. Peyton Johnson back up to the front after that disastrous lap he had there with Jeff Oaks. Now, speaking of the old Oak, I don't know what kind of 9 lives this guy's got, but that old Oak just does not go down easily. You can chop him down all you want. He just doesn't quit, guys.
Wide in the tri-oval.
3 wide off. That could be troublesome. Cleared it. Robert Hissong backing out. Peyton Johnson dipping in low.
Double turn 2. But we stay green.
Where was the trouble at?
Middle of the turn. a car almost spun, but he tended to save it, but was still stayed green.
Whoa, speaking of staying green, 3 wide, double file, coming from turn 4 to the front straightaway. Could be looking at 4 if they're not careful here.
Now the trouble I was talking about again was a few cars almost got loose, started spinning, but they saved it and we stayed green. But it looked like it was going to turn into some trouble.
Oh, Pato right now getting pretty aggressive for the race lead right now. William Ridgway trying to make a move off as Pato tries to get that 39 a little bit loose and try to gain some ground. Oh, a little tap there on Dennis there as William drives right up on Dennis. Pato now trying to keep up the pace. William Ridgway trying to jump ahead. Robert Hissong now in that mix as well. Every driver for themselves, and if you went into pit road early enough, you now can save the fuel and save your run. All bets are off at this point. It's time to drive and time to survive.
Now it's more than likely to come down to patience and who has the fuel, who has the tires, more over anything right now. It's coming down to tires, fuel, and patience at this point in time.
I don't think there's any patience right now on that 3 right now. Jeffrey Racky, he is just going full bore, full send. No grain or ground there. Woo! By Hunter Hammer and Hansen. He's living up to the old nickname we gave him. He just gave a little hammering and a little shot in the dark on the 33. As Stahl is trapped between Racky and Hansen. They're dipping it right in, still driving hard off. And I don't know how the heck this happened, ladies and gentlemen, but Robert Hissong's your new leader, the 28, has taken the lead away from William Ridgway. Ridgway probably none too pleased by this, but Hissong, he hasn't been in victory lane in numerous days, weeks, and months. Could he finally
and that's a little
put
bit
it there?
trouble. We just had a car spin into the infield. Contact with Khan. Coming out of 1 and 2.
One car on the spin there now. Corey Stahl, it appears, and that's going to pretty much all but do his chances unless something happens here. Still 3 wide there on the front straightaway. And he tries to get antsy. I told you, Michael, they were going to get a little crazy. I told you they get a little bit on their nose, on their perches. They don't want to leave out anything. Hansen right now, he's getting aggressive out there. That 13, I don't know what got into him all of a sudden, but he's not letting back here.
Right now we have Pato right now falling back 2 spots, wanting to not liking where she was running at the moment, trying to save fuel, trying to save tires.
I think more than anything, I think they're just really trying to keep up to the pace, keep up to the par, and getting the fuel line. Obviously going to be a very difficult little situation to have to work around. If they had 7 laps, they were on the verge, then they're close. But is it enough? That's the biggest thing. And guys like Wally Babb and Jeffrey Racky right now, they're just maneuvering everything they can. They're going to fight, and they're going to scratch and claw with everything they got here. Which way? Strapped again, 3 wide off. Racky, though, way aggressive, drops to the outside. Manages to hang on to that line. I'm surprised he rode it off the wall as well as he did. But, man, Babb is just trying to stay 1 step ahead of the transition. But that back straightaway transition just doesn't quite edge up where he wants. He needs to get a little higher up and build the pace back in.
We're seeing a lot more aggressive racing now.
This is what we come to expect, and this is what we love from the Pedal Metal Racing League crew.
We've seen it all. The one thing we probably don't want to see here is 5 wide racing, because that's going to be next to near trouble.
Whoa! Racky going for broke. Gone to the bottom lane.
If you think 4 wide's crazy, 3 wide's more crazier.
Battle for the race leader, Michael. Now Hissong trying to face Racky off 1 at a time. He knows Babb's right behind him too. I don't know how bad the right side tires are burning up on those machines, but I guarantee you Hissong is probably just thinking, do I hold on for everything I got or what's happening next?
This is like magic right here. Racky was in the front, got into a little incident, and now he's back battling for the lead.
I just think he's just a mad lad out there. And now, speaking of mad lads here, William Ridgway, he's just crawling back into pace as well. Everybody right now for that race lead wants it all. Hissong trying to close the gap, trying to close this off. Backs off. He doesn't want Racky in his way. And he's going to drive it up to the wall. He got tumped on the wall. Ridgeway getting out of it just in time, but unfortunately Robert has just all but tore up any left side, right side tire he had. Oh my.
And we have lap traffic about to be make a play into this now too, Christian, as I just saw him as we were coming into corner entry of thing 4, he has some lap traffic in the way.
10 laps left to go now. Racky and Bab about to go head to head here. Bab, he had to face Racky once a time ago. Back at Michigan International Speedway, his only championship hopes ever dashed by that 3 in front of him. Could he be seeking sweet, sweet revenge?
We also can't count out the throttle Chantel Pottle, who is pretty good at Chicago too.
Going to this race fans, currently Racky, Ridgeway, and Warren separated out by either 3 points or tied. Ridgeway and Racky are tied for the point series lead. And this is race number 7, I believe, of the weeks here. So that means chances are high and hopes are right up there and skyrocketing. They want nothing more than to best themselves and best every bit they can here in this kind of race. Bab right now, head to head here. He gets a little bit of contact there with William Ridgeway as Ridgeway tries to fight back. He's not letting this one go from Racky.
As the laps wind down, it's time for these drivers to be starting to get aggressive now, more aggressive than we've been seeing.
Sean Long, the 98, doing a pretty good job here, going head to head with Justin Reynolds for your top 5 spots here. As Long gets in there, should jump off the exit from 2. Reynolds trying to nail down the 98 line, trying to find some extra speed, an extra bit of ground. The coverage though, Ryan, here is just absolutely tremendously tougher than it looks. Again, a 550 horsepower package on these cars. They made them so difficult to pass. They basically just force you into so many areas of expertise and openings. It becomes such a work around here.
And if Racky can hold this, he would finally win one after having 2 races of leading the races and getting wrecked out or having issues late in the race. This will be his first win after 2 back-to-back races having leads and both of them ending in either him having issues or getting wrecked out.
Gotta be careful though, because again, one little wrong step into the wall, one little wrong step anywhere else, and it's gonna be dead. It's gonna be dead zone for him. William Ridgeway is not gonna let up. He's currently on that speed binder and he's on that speed bubble. He's just looking for the last bit of draft to get that 3 cleared up. But again, I'm getting deja vu back to what happened with Kevin Harvick and Joey Logano. Or am I? Look at this. Here we go. Ridgeway. He's trying to finally get the pass. He built the speed. He's just trying to make the move. But again, is the aerodynamics of that car just not enough? Is the tire wore out too much? This is what happens with that 550 horsepower package. It forces you in some very troublesome slates, some troublesome spots. This is exactly what Ridgeway was afraid of. He went 22 spots up. He's trying to get the 23rd spot, but Ryan Babb is not letting up either.
This is getting pretty interesting watching this 3-car run right now, as this pack is divided into multiple different grooves. We have 1st through 3rd place in the pack, 2nd through 6th, 3rd, 4th through 6th in the pack, then the rest of the field is wherever.
Ridgeway going back low. Racky gonna try to hold the outside lane. He's gonna tighten it back up. Ridgeway not able to grip it back off. And look at Babb. Oh, he got shot right out of a cannon, almost right in between with the 39, as he gets a little bit of a bump back on that 3 of Racky, trying to keep the speed going. He's trying to get Racky a little bit loose.
And you do have a little bit of lap traffic that might come into play at this too, if they can catch him before he catch the white flag.
Hard to say. 3 laps to go though. Time running out. Racky currently just fighting everybody off. I really am getting now back flashbacks to Alex Bowman, Kevin Harvick versus Joey Logano at Kansas a couple of years ago. That is how close they are in between the speeds and in between the drive. Rainwild Pottle dealing with Sean Long down there. Well, the whole rivalry those two are having down there at this case. Racky,
2 laps to go in Chicago.
2 laps to go indeed there. Racky got every bit of his hands and work cut out for him. He's got 2 drivers hungry to take him down. It could go either way.
And they are catching lap traffic, so this lap traffic might come into play on who wins this race.
Babb's got to run. He's got a big run coming on the back straightaway. Look at the inside. No, he's going to back down the corner. Oh, he's going to try to shoot for him in 3 and 4. That's a tough corner to pass off of. Here's where we get to the white flag presented by Gainz Fitness Incorporated. Bab's got the inside lane now, Michael. He's going to try to shoot for him through 1. Back to the bottom. Which way? He's going for broke 2. Bab fights him down, trying to hold him off. Running back down through turn number 2. And Bab loses all his speed. Racky got him off guard. Ridgway now trying to find one more lane to get to Racky. Racky may have just been given a gift thanks to Ridgway. They get side by side boxed off from each other. They'll battle for the 2nd and 3rd spot, but off of turn number 4. Racky's going to start stealing some points away. He's got the win in the Gainz Fitness Inc.
He does it. 2 races of upset. 2 races of being in the lead and having an issue. Racky finally gets the victory lane after 2 races being in the lead.
What an effort and a solid drive from Jeff Racky there, as the number 3 machine is going to pull this one into victory lane. The Gainz Fitness Incorporated 80 winner, showing this one off here in Chicagoland. I guarantee you, celebration is in order.
Oh my, that's going to be a fun post-race interview with him.
I don't even know where to begin with this one here, fans. This one got wild at the very end of it, and that's exactly what we were hoping for in the good lights of things. Here are your final results now up on your screen. Jeffrey Racky, I don't know how he did it, but he hangs on to it. Wally Babb going to go 2nd. Ridgway going to go 3rd. Justin Reynolds 4th. Sean Long 5th. 6th to Chantel Pottle. 7th to Jeffrey Vickery. 8th to Peyton Johnson. 9th to Thomas Ridgway. Robert Hissong taking top 10 home. Your rest of your finishers on the screen. And when we come back, we'll listen to the top 3 drivers. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Battle of Metal Racing League Season 11 has been brought to you in part by our friends at the ButtKicker Company. Best in performance for feeling real tracks in the virtual world. The ButtKicker. Feel what you've been missing. By the Pit Stall Racing Series. With exciting action Mondays and Thursday nights, this is the best place to get your thrills at. By SimPanel, making it real. By Threat Level Midnight Media, media that's dynamite is Threat Level Midnight. By Gainz Fitness Incorporated. By FEGCustomPC.com, the only place to get the best PC specs and design done up your way. Visit us up at FEGCustomPC.com to learn more. By Lightning Wrapz, the most affordable designs made at your leisure. Lightning Wrapz is looking to bring you the best designs in your livery. By Redline Motorsports Media, everything we do is driven by you. And by Shriver Twisted Creations, Twisted Mind, Sweet Design.
Okay, we'll be right back.
Alright.
Alright, race fans here. Top 3 now on your scoreboard here. William Ridgway taking a 3rd place finish home, although he is not quite with us just yet here. I don't know if he will be joining us today or not. So just go ahead and throw him up the overlay here. A big thank you to him and all the drivers for tuning in, of course. But man, what a race and what a wild ride he must have had going head to head there when he did and when he needed to. So congratulations to him on his 3rd place finish. 2nd place though will be a solid effort here from the Babster. Wally Babb going to go home 2nd place today. And Babb, whoo, boy, you threw everything you had there on that final lap coming off turn number 4. It looked like you had it, Racky, there for a minute. What happened there going from turn 2?
Well, I did feel like it because I was getting that draft. And then I seen Ridgway down to my inside, and I knew if I would have, I felt like I would have got tangled up with him, or it would have slowed me down. I don't know. Racky would not come off that top line because I was trying everything I could. I wanted to go around him. I wanted to go for 2 for 2.
2 for 2 indeed, and unfortunately not quite getting it. But hey, still a solid second place effort from you and your team today. I mean, does that kind of just help bolster up more points to try to help out get closer to where you're aiming for here?
Yes, sir, it does. I need all the points I can get. I haven't looked at the points, but I know I've missed a race, so I'm just trying to get everything I can and have fun doing it.
For sure there. Well, Bab, who you want to thank you for the second place today?
All the sponsors, you, Michael, for putting on a good broadcast. I can't wait to watch it. And everybody in the league, it seemed like a pretty good race tonight. And it's a lot of fun driving with all these different drivers. So I want to thank everybody for that.
For sure there. Bab, congratulations getting on home with solid second today, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Last 2 weeks for the Babster, first and second. And this fella right here, well, he's been a while since he's been to victory lane. But Jeff Racky, ladies and gentlemen, gets it back to the top of the mountain. And Jeff, oh boy, good sir. You had everybody hunting you down and almost taking you out at times there, sir. What was going through your mind through this one?
I was just trying to keep it clean and stay up front, and I guess the 7 and the 94 got together. We were racing hard there for the lead. Took us all out. Had to go back and rethink my strategy from there. I just threw 4 on and figured I would drive the wheels off of it, and luckily they were able to hold on for me.
I'm going to ask about that too, because, yeah, you got taken out there when the 7 to 03 collided there on the front straightaway there, catching you just barely off guard. How hard was it just to even get to be able to maneuver through that traffic, then finally get to the lead, then having to just block everybody else back from that lead to get the win?
Well, surprisingly, it wasn't too hard till I got about the top 4. Nobody was running the top. Everybody was running the bottom. So I was able to just run the top and pass through 2-3 cars per corner on my way up there. And then once I got up front, they were running the top too, so it made it a little more difficult. But I think the fresher tires prevailed.
Well, they left the door wide open for you, taking this one on home. Jeff, I got to ask you, good sir, who you want to take this win today, buddy?
My wife, first and foremost, she lets me do it every week. You guys for putting on a broadcast, all the sponsors that sponsor the league, and Threat Level Midnight. Those guys are great. Love hanging out with them every night.
For sure there, Jeff. Congratulations bringing it on home for a solid victory again today, sir.
Thanks. Have a good night.
You too. The Gainz Fitness Incorporated 80 winner, ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Racky. A big thank you to our friends at the ButtKicker Company, at the Pit Stall Racing Series, Sim Panel, Threat Level Midnight Media, FEGCustomPC.com, Celeratus Legal PLC, Gainz Fitness Incorporated, Redline Motorsports Media, Lightning Wrapz, and Shriver Twisted Creations for their support. To all you fans out there, thanks so much for giving us the time and the effort. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time when the green flag flies on PT Racing TV.